Hey, Dan Passarelli here. It's Friday. We made it through another week, and wasn't too bad of a week for the stock market, as a matter of fact. The S&P 500 closing up on the week, just a smidge down on the day, but up on the week. SPY closes at 643.44. VIX notably closed at 15.16, which is one of those rare times that it's up on a Friday. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, the VIX isn't closed just yet. We got another, 8.5 minutes, but that's about where it sits right now. So this was not as an eventful week as a lot of people might have thought it could be. But next week might be an eventful week. We've got sort of the trailing end of earnings season here, some retailers. But what we do have next week is the Jackson Hole Symposium, which is when all the who's of the what's what in the finance world all get together in a beautiful, beautiful location in Jackson, Wyoming. And, they hang out, they schmooze, they rub elbows, probably get hammered, and make policy decisions. And we probably are going to get a glimpse of some stuff. I don't know. It's hard to say with Powell being a lame duck chairman. It's hard to say how much news we'll get about going forward, but I think we probably already know the score about what's likely to happen going forward anyway. What else happened this week? Well, one of the big things here was a little stock called Intel, INTC, which, speaking of lame ducks, has just been swimming with one fin for a few years now. They were the chip darling way back when, but they just had such a hard time getting into the now. Changing leadership before, and Trump wants to change leadership there again based on conflict of interest, is what he said. And right now, as of, yesterday, he floated the idea of maybe the government investing a stake in Intel. Interesting concept, I guess. That's not something that I don't think comes across every day. But the market seemed to like that for Intel stock. And why wouldn't you? Government can basically print as much money as they want. And so they can buy as big a stake as they want. And that, if it doesn't keep the price up, it sure probably puts a floor on the price for the foreseeable future until that narrative changes. So Intel is definitely one of the big winners of the week. And for me, I personally like just selling some puts on Intel, which I already have done, because, like I said, I think it's very likely that we see a floor on Intel, and implied volatility is elevated, which ends up being the perfect storm for put sellers. And I think if the puts get put to me, I'm okay owning that stock for the long haul and just turning around and selling some covered calls, because you know that I love the wheel strategy. Anyway, it's time for the weekend. Have a great weekend, and let's be ready to trade them up on Monday. This is Dan Passarelli. Trade smart.